Hi everyone and welcome to the August edition of DroneBlocks Up in the Air. I'm your host Clinton Evans. Now, August was a very cool month and we've got some great stuff to look at. So we're going to start with drones and drains. Yep, sewers. Then we're going to look at the new curriculum course that has just dropped, which is very cool. Then our Educator Spotlight shines on an amazing Italian educator. Then right after that, we're going to look at the July Corkscrew challenge that we issued to you and your students right before giving you your new challenge for August. So that's August. It's a lot to get into, so let's dive into it. Now, last month we looked to the skies at drone light shows. This month we're looking down underground, namely sewers. I came across this video. It was a video of a company called Skyline Drones, and they were doing some surge inspection where they lowered this thing down and a drone would fly around, and I was like, what's going on here? And they map out video of a drain system. Yep, flying drones in the sewers. Not just looking for turtles, but doing full-on inspections of these drains. It is so cool. And then I investigated the drone that they used. It was an Elios drone by Flyability. Now, this third gen has got some amazing features. This drone has a stabilization system which makes it able to do collisions, like it bounces around, it can knock around and it doesn't actually crash, so to speak. It's got the ability to do 3D mappings of tunnels and mines, so engineers can get all this data fed back to them. It is so cool. In fact, the one thing that I thought was the coolest that blew me away was the lighting system. It's got this 16K lumen brightness of light that will shine and basically make it able to fly in any environment, no matter how dark it is. But it's not just having a flash, it's not just having this bright light. It has the ability to turn on this thing called oblique lighting mode, which has a softer light that actually casts a shadow to give the engineers the ability to see the texture of the walls. They can see if there's any damage on pipes or screws. Now, I've linked a video to the Elios 3 in the description below, so you can check it out and then you can see what I mean about the super cool lights that the drone has. And speaking of drones and lights, the DroneBlocks Getting Started Guide for your drone light show kit is in the making. It's going to be so cool. It's coming soon and it has all the basics that you need on how to throw your own drone light show. From setting up the hardware, installing the software, right through to planning the animations and executing your code so you can throw your own light show. It's going to be such a sight to see. And speaking of seeing, the Go 1 object detection course has just dropped. That's right, Gabe's Go 1 course on how you're going to teach a robot dog to see has been released. You follow this course, you go through 4 modules, starting with 1 through 3, where you learn the technologies, you create sliders so you can filter out an object based on its color, hue, saturation, etc. Then you do some face detection, you learn about copying your code, you learn about sending your code to the robot, capturing video, saving the video. Then you get a final project where the dog's LEDs are going to turn on when it sees the object in front of it that you've trained. I can't wait to see what the students of tomorrow build after taking this course. And speaking of building, our Educator Spotlight shines its light on Luigi Torelli, who does next level things in our DroneBlocks simulator, like, I don't know, building a bridge. Now we've got this 3D bridge built in the simulator. And what I think is so amazing is that educators are taking tools like the DroneBlocks simulator and really making it their own. In fact, the blog article says it better. When we launched the simulator, we had the hopes of creating a virtual sandbox for educators and students to explore, and Luigi did just that. Now this blog post is great. I really recommend that you read it. It tells you a lot about Luigi. And funny enough, Luigi actually has the solution for the Corkscrew challenge on the blog without realizing it. So I couldn't ask for a more natural segue. That takes us to the July challenge of the Corkscrew. So when we look at the Corkscrew, we're going to basically be getting our drone to fly in a curve, increasing the height and the diameter of the curve each time. So looking at the code, what we have is we have a loop, we set the speed, and we have a variable called X. Now, we're using 2 curve blocks. So looking at our first curve, we go from 0, 0, 0 to 10, 10, 3 with an endpoint of 20, 0, and 6. Then the second curve returns home by using the negative values of X, and we turn X into a negative by multiplying it by -1. Now, there's one very small detail that I've done in this. It's a little bit sneaky. The second curve block has X2 set to be minus X2 doubled. Also, then we add an additional -5. And the reason I've done that is so that it gives you the illusion of the corkscrew or the spiral coming from the helipad and going up. If I didn't have that -5 value, it would have a straight line and the corkscrew would slightly be out. It actually looks like this. So without this bit of code, with this bit of code. So as you can see, that subtle little bit of code made all the difference with how I wanted my corkscrew to line up over the helipad. Now, your August challenge is to simply reverse this code. That's right. Fly up to a point somewhere high and corkscrew all the way down. That's all you got to do. And then that's your August challenge. And that takes us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked anything that you've seen or you've learned something new, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. And until next time, keep your drones in the air, your students engaged, and have fun.